Hey, this is V and you're watching Buzzing with V. Welcome back to another video. Today's video is a 3D carousel gift box. This is my prototype here. I am featuring ScrapDivaDesigns.com. This is her information. She has a YouTube, a TikTok, and an Instagram. Check out the hashtag to gain more inspiration from other talented crafters. I have a discount code for you. That's V10%. That's VEE10 and the percent sign. Here I'm showing you the dies against all of the cardstocks that I'm using, and also a bottom. So this bottom piece here does not come with the die set. You would have to cut out the bottom base and snip off all of the tabs. So here I'm scoring all of my pieces. I'm using a ruler to guide me in scoring, and I have so much layering going on in this gift box. So I do have the layers for front and also a lining for the inside, and so you will have to cut a lot of pieces for that. So as far as the windows, you will need to cut 6 out and 6 for the inside as well. As you can see, I am gluing down all of the pieces, and I start off with the walls of the gift box and I follow up with the lids. Here I'm gluing down some resin stickers that I picked up from Joann's. They're by their company called Sparkles and Company, I believe. I will have it linked below if not. So I am finishing up lining the lid, and here I decide to go with both the same colors for the top and the sides of the lid. I also added those hard resin stickers. I'm going to line the windows now with this glittered cardstock from Michaels. So you will need to cut out 6 of those as well. Also cut out 6 of the scallop edge. And here I'm going to snip off just one of the scallops. So there it is there, so it can fit the window frame. Another piece you will need is some acetate for the windows. And what I did is cut out a 2.5 inch by 2.5 inch. I eyeballed it so it could be smaller. I just went with that size. It worked for me. So cut out 6 of those. And using some score tape, you can also use liquid glue or hot glue, whatever glue you would like. I'm using score tape. I prefer score tape for acetate. So I glued them all down using my score tape. This is what it looks like. And so they were all 6 pieces. So here is the lining. I'm going to add, that's the bottom of the box lining. So I'm using Barely Arts to glue that down. And again, that lining does not come, there's no die for it. So you will have to cut out the bottom base and snip off the tabs. And that's what I did. As far as the lining for the inside of the bottom of the box, you will do the same thing. And here you will see that it's a bit. Here I start to line the inside walls of the box, and I'm using some Barely Arts glue. I want the box to be very lightweight. However, I would like the box also to be stable. So I toggle between liquid glue and hot glue. So here I'm lining the walls with some liquid glue. I also use liquid glue for the lining of the lid. So my lid is finally finished. Both lining the inside and the outside is all done. Next, I'm starting off on lining the inside walls of the box. I do snip off the feet. I glue the walls of the box in sections, and what I mean by that is I glue the lining down for one side. The other side that requires a tab attached to it, I glue down the tab first and then I add the lining so I could hide that tab. And for the last tab, you will see what I do in a bit. But go ahead and do that. Line all of the walls. And we're coming to an end here. And as you can see, the last section is being glued. While I glue that down, I just want to mention that I am using the Maggie Holmes Carousel paper collection for this project. And this project would definitely be a weekend project using the lining for the outside and the inside. There's so many pieces that you would need to die cut out. Also, if you love stitching, that would also take some time. But definitely if you bypass all of the above, then definitely this would be just a couple of hours. So here is my wall. It's all finished except for the last part. So here I'm going to do the last part in a bit. But first, I'm going to start to glue down the bottom base of this box. And so I do this in sections, and I am using hot glue for this. So as you can see, I hold down one of the edges with my left hand as I'm going to glue down the right side of that piece. So there it is there. I'm gluing it down, and each section, I'm taking my time with this because you have to get it right. If it doesn't close, then you have to start over. And this is why I love using hot glue, because if I do mess up, my heat gun and reheat that hot glue and reposition what I need to fix. While I glue that down, I want to go over the measurements. So the box is approximately 6.5 inches high with the lid, and it's approximately 4 3/4 of an inch wide, and the depth of that would be 3.5 inches, and that's without the lid, so you have more room once you place the lid on top. I'm gluing down the last piece of the inside of the box, and what I do first is I glue down the left hand side first, leaving an opening so I could put my tab inside there. So I do use liquid glue for that because it gives me more room to play with. And so it's all finished here, and now I'm going to assemble the lid. And what I would have preferred to do is I would have preferred to assemble the lid first before I add the inside lining. So if I flip this over, you'll see that there is a tab there. You can see the tab in pink. It doesn't bother me any, but if you're a perfectionist, you would want to do that after you glue down the lid. So there it is. It doesn't bother me. I think it goes really good. I'm gluing down the last tab here. I am glad to almost be finished with this. And so it is coming out really nice. I love the paper that I chose to go with the lid. And starting off on the bottom tabs of the side of the lids, and so just glue that down, and it starts to get easier here. And you can add some charms as well dangling from this lid if you like, instead of stickers, how I did there. I'm going to use a straw from Amazon. And you have two options for the straw. You can use the straw and have it go all the way down to the bottom of the box, or you could snip a piece off and just have it for the top of the box. What I did is I snipped off about 1 1/4 of an inch of the straw, and so using some glue your flag. The flag comes with a die set, so you don't have to struggle with finding a flag. You can also use other flags. I've seen other design team members use other flags, and it goes really well. And so I decided to use just a snippet of the flag. You can also use the flag all the way down, touching the lid, or like what I did is showing the straw just a bit. So here I used a hole punch to cover my straw piece there. I did use some hot glue to glue that down. So now for the fun part. I just love this part. This is where the box comes alive. And using all chipboard, I am gluing down all of my pieces. You'll notice some chipboard pieces have some gold stitching on them and others do not. I did glue down this flag by accident off camera. I got carried away there. I made a prop with the same cardstock used for the lid. I'm using that prop for the kite. And also I'm using a kite at the very bottom half of the lid. And it's not glued down to the wall of the box, just the lid. I'm also using some glittered stars and an extra flag right behind the black and white flag. So I did change up my flag at the very top. I had pink instead of gold, and I used a gold foam ball for that. And I think it came out great. I also included some charms and some eyelets there. As you can see, I used some leaves from the flower die set collection by ScrapDivaDesigns.com, and this is what the inside looks like. I loved it I really love it lined. I also love that the interior of the lid is lined as well. And here's the back of the lid. I just have some stars here and there. As you can see, I also glued some stars on the other chipboard pieces in the front of the box, and just positioning the lid back on so I could share with you some more of this box. And I think that is it. And I will see you guys in the next video. Be sure to check out all the links below, listed below. If you like this box, it will be in my shop at ko-fi.com/buzzingwithv.